Hey, welcome to Tales from the Troll Hole. I'm your host, Cecil Bee, and together we're going to dive deep into the internet and find what stories there are to be read, enjoyed, laughed at, cried with, you name it. Thanks for coming along on this journey with me. Now grab your torch and pitchfork. Let's dive into this troll hole. Hello, welcome to Tales from the Troll Hole. I am Cecil Bee, and this is the sound of my voice. This week we are going to be talking about birthdays, because it was just my birthday not that long ago, and I have no qualms about telling you that I turned 37. I think aging is a gift and a privilege that is denied to many that would have wanted it. So I am proud to tell you that I'm 37 now, and I love it. I have always loved birthdays. Maybe it comes from being in a big family, and so it's your special day. Like, you get to pick what's for breakfast, like it's your special outfit day, and then you have your party. So maybe that's just why I love birthdays so much, but it's not even that I just love my birthday so much. I just love them in general. Anytime anybody tells me it's their birthday, I'm like, oh my God, what are you doing for your birthday? And then they're like, I don't know. I'm going to work, I guess. And I'm like, I'm going to be excited for you, friend. This is terrific. Congratulations. But yeah, they make me so happy. And also, birthday cake flavored things, top tier. I love a birthday cake flavored thing. And I know that you can get a birthday cake in any flavor, so it doesn't really apply. But let me have this, okay? Let me have my birthday cake and flavor everything with it too. Let me do it. Back off. So I think that I'm going to read stories about people's birthdays. We're going to start with the worst birthdays ever. Because honestly, I just think that's going to be pretty funny. Okay, hang on one. Oh, I have a bad birthday story too that I'll throw in there too. Also, side note, isn't it kind of cool that, maybe I can't be the only one who does this. Nobody's the only one who does anything. But am I with others in this? Like, I feel like you can get away with shit on your birthday. Like, if you park bad, you're like, haha, it's my birthday. Oh, well. Or if you, I don't know, make some sort of like small social faux pas, like forget somebody's name or something, and you're like, oh, it's my birthday. I don't know. Like, I just feel like even as like a jokey thing, if you say it, it does work. So use that. That's my birthday gift to you. Wow. Okay, here we go. All right, this one comes from username ZZ4 on Reddit. On my 22nd birthday, my housemate's girlfriend insisted we all go out. She kept badgering me about it until I named a local place that was semi-expensive. I also said Chili's. She kept pushing for the more expensive place, insisting it was my special day. We got there. She looked at the menus and immediately threw a fit, complaining she couldn't afford anything. When her boyfriend attempted to buy her meal, she declined him multiple times and refused to share his as a compromise. For the rest of the night, we ate in silence, interrupted by her complaining about hunger pangs and how everyone could afford the place she insisted we all go to. That, my friend, is a narcissist. That is wild. How are you going to insist that you go out, A, and then B, choose the more expensive place, and then C, make everything all about you by complaining? Like, people offered to pay, and she said no? And then was whining about it. I'd be like, y'all need to go. Y'all need to leave. Or I would just dip and go to Taco Bell or something. That's ridiculous. I hope you got to celebrate having a celebration of your own without her. Like, immediately go get ice cream or donuts or something. That's oof. Yeah, that's a bad one. That was good. Our next story comes from user Akurti on Reddit. Backstory. I have a half-sister that is known in the family for being a giant loose butthole 24/7. My other siblings and I, for various reasons, have pretty much alienated her as we've grown into adults. My 18th birthday was intended to be a huge surprise, one that had been planned by my sister, mother, and grandmother for weeks. Everything perfectly set down to the T. The eve of my birthday, my half-witted half-sister over our family dinner explained to me in great detail everything that was planned for my birthday as if I was supposed to know. The worst part was she continued to talk over the other family members as they tried to shut her up. Family fight erupts, leaving my mother and sister crying over their failed surprise. Icing on the cake, on my actual birthday, said half-sister shows up 3 hours late to the party after all the surprise is over. Then, as I'm opening presents, decided it's best to share how she had found a pair of young girls' underwear in a sketchy alleyway near her work and how she can only imagine the worst. The uncomfortable vibe couldn't be broken after that, and the party quickly died down. Once again, why are all these narcissists coming out of the work on birthday? Oh, because they don't want other people to have attention. Answered my own question mid-question. And that, my friends, is an example of speaking before you think. Side note, the description of a giant loose butthole 24/7, terrific. I will be using that to jokingly insult my own siblings. Terrific. The next birthday story comes from Kreuzman on Reddit. On my 21st birthday, a family friend who is an old lady invited me and my family to a dinner with her and her family because by the lunar calendar, her birthday was on the same day as mine. Her family and my parents can all speak Cantonese, but I cannot. They decided to go to a seafood restaurant. I'm allergic to most seafoods. I spent my 21st birthday sitting at a table full of people not saying anything and not eating anything because I couldn't do either. Damn, that is so sad. I mean, 21st birthday though, and oh boy, that's just so sad. I hope that you got to go do something after. Man, and also, I can't believe that your parents were like down with that. And how dangerous to have you like surrounded by a bunch of seafood anyway. Like, man, that's awful. But here's my question as well. I know that there's all kinds of social situations where it's not appropriate to just up and leave, but could you not have just up and left and gone to Taco Bell or another restaurant that you liked? I really hope that you got yourself a nice little treat after because holy smokes. Oop, I said the T word around my dog. Ooh. Oh my gosh, the comment underneath that one says, this reminds me of an episode of Sesame Street where Elmo learns the word no. Sounds like you probably skipped that episode, huh? See, that's what I'm saying. Just like you have the perfect excuse. It's my birthday. I don't want to do this. I am leaving. Ugh, man, that's so sad. Why did I read bad birthday stories? Why did I do this? There are a lot of stories that I'm reading of people's whose birthdays were on September 11th, and I've never really thought about that. How awful that must have been to have that be your birthday. Like, go to school, be all dressed up and happy, and then all of a sudden, everyone's crying. And it's like the worst day in recent history. Holy smokes. You just got to pick a different birthday at that point, right? You're like, actually, now it's September 14th with some buffer days around it. Like, how sad. I wonder if those people now kind of don't like birthdays because they've been scarred by a birthday like that. That's very interesting. And I know that all throughout history that had to have been the case. Ooh. Here's another sad birthday from username John Barrymore 2013. Everything was going well until I sat down with an unopened birthday badge in my trouser pocket. The pinner pierced my testicle and I had to go to the emergency room. Wow. That is foul. Was it kind of funny though to other people in the room to like see somebody sit down and then go, ah! I mean, I understand that testicle injuries are serious and they're not funny, but also, was it kind of funny though? Okay, so for my terrible birthday story, I feel like this was also my 21st birthday. I think so. But I had laryngitis and I had to go to work, and I was literally coughing up like bloody scabs from my throat. And my boss was making us all verbally tell people about a stupid ass sale that was going on in this retail store. So I had to hand people a flyer and tell them about the sale. And he knew that I had laryngitis. I went to the walk-in clinic and they said, "You have laryngitis. You shouldn't be talking." And this was during the recession, so I couldn't lose this job. I had already been unemployed for like a year and a half. So, excuse me, Murph. So I'm coughing up bloody scabs, handing people these flyers being like, "There's a sale on men's shoes today. Happy birthday to me." But listen, okay, so now we are going to do best birthday ever stories. And there's my dog in the background. Murph is trying to get in on the podcast action. Okay, here's a nice short best birthday ever story from Plathina on Reddit. My best birthday was when my children took me to Hawaii. That's wonderful. What a great surprise to have. I don't even know if it was a surprise, but it must have been when they told you. At some point, you didn't know that you were going. You didn't just wake up knowing that you were going. But that must have been such a beautiful moment to have people that you took care of and took on trips take you on a trip. That's really beautiful. Here's another one from user Mod Lover and then a bunch of numbers. 28th of July, 2 days after my birthday on the 26th of July, I had a lucid dream. That is something I've been trying to achieve for a really long time because it just sounds so cool. Every time I think that I am dreaming in a dream, I wake up. It's very frustrating because I usually have really cool dreams, like flying and like all kinds of cool stuff, like exploring little like caves that have like stars in the ceiling and all kinds of like neat stuff. And I want to be able to go deeper into those dreams and like be like, "Hello, what's going on in here? I would like to create a story, please." But I can't do it. And this person did it. They gave themselves the best birthday present ever while they were asleep. Congratulations. I am so incredibly jealous. Speaking of which, I've heard that the trick to lucid dreaming, well, a trick to get you into it is like while you're falling asleep, if you try to wiggle the first two fingers on one of your hands, that can like, it gives your brain a task. So even though you're falling asleep knowing that you have a task that is tied to lucid dreaming. It's supposed to like help you. It hasn't helped me ever, so maybe it is bullshit. Jury's out on that. Okay, this one is from user Sunny64888. For my 17th birthday, I went to New York for the first time. That sounds so fun. I've never been to the East Coast ever. I need to go because there's so much like history and ghosts and art and just cool stuff. I'm on the West Coast, so it's going to be hard to get me away from over here because I love it over here so much, but I know eventually I do need to go over there because New York sounds pretty cool. And plus, one of my best friends lives there, so I got to go. I got to go to New York. I got to go to New York. That was awful, and I regret doing it. This is a best birthday ever story from Macrotic. My wife takes me out to the boonies in the morning of my 31st birthday, then proceeds to watch with the kids as I paraglide off a mountain. Then we head back home, and all of our friends drop by an hour later bearing food and a keg from a brewery down the street. Best birthday ever. Paragliding and a surprise kegger. That is so fun. Paragliding and like your family's there and then your friends are there and they bring treats. Good Lord. I'm so happy for that person. That is a beautiful, beautiful birthday. I don't cry a lot, but I'd probably cry. Like, what a sweet day. Incredible. Now, for my best birthday ever, I was 16. It was my sweet 16 birthday party. I had a whole bunch of friends together. We were going to go ice skating. It was going to be so fun and cool. But for some reason, I think the skating rink was closed because there was a big ice storm. Ironically, there was so much snow and everything. So everybody got to my house just fine. And my mom had made a big birthday cake, but she had it specially made where she had one of my favorite sketches superimposed on top of the cake. I had never seen anything like that. I didn't even know you could do that. It was pretty cool. And so we did that. And then we went and just ran around the neighborhood as a bunch of like high school ridiculous kids. We had a big snowball fight. And I mean, there was so much ice on the roads that we were pretty much ice skating anyway. It was really funny. And one of the highlights of the night was that there was a big snowman somewhere in the neighborhood. And one of my friends just like revved up and then charged at it screaming and then tried to knock it over, but hit it and bounced off of it onto the ground. And then the snow fell off of what was a giant boulder. So he was fine, but it was just so funny. That's a classic birthday for me. It was really fun. These days, birthdays are a success for me if I'm at home with good food and my dogs and my husband, and I just like being at home and having a nice quiet birthday. It's a wonderful way to start another go around the sun, you know? Okay, so let's look at some birthday facts. This is from an article from The Atlantic in 2021, but apparently people didn't really start doing birthday parties like in America until like the mid to late 1800s. And the song Happy Birthday is really not much more than 100 years old itself, which is pretty interesting. I never think about somebody had to write that song and then it just became adopted. Not adapted. Maybe it's been adapted. I don't know. It's a good song. Who wrote it? I don't know. For a long time, though, birthday parties were mostly for royalty, elite, you know, the rulers, and especially I think in Egypt, the pharaohs had birthday parties, and then mostly celebrity people. But for us common folk, it was just another day. Now the rest of these facts will come from rebounders.com. There's an article from October 30th, 2017. Side note, October 30th is my little sister's birthday. Apparently for a long time in Western culture, especially in regards to the Christian church, birthday celebrations were considered a pagan ritual. That's why I love birthdays so much. I'm a pagan little bastard. Just a little birthday wizard. Yeah. The more modern version of birthday parties seems to come from Germany at the Kinderfest. They're the most similar to current kids' birthday parties. Just a festival that was like, hooray, a party for kids. And then there's Japan's Coming of Age Day, the second Monday in January, as a way to congratulate and encourage everyone that turned 20 in the past year. That's fun. I didn't know about that. But then, of course, there's the Jewish mitzvah, bar and bat, on either their 12th or 13th birthday. There's also quinceañeras in Brazil and other Hispanic countries, which is the girl's 15th birthday. So there's different celebrations like that have been around forever, but the individual birthday, that's a pretty new concept, and I like it. Okay, so I'm going to do an on this day in history for my own birthday because I don't know your birthday, okay? Get off my back, all right? Jeez. Okay, let's take a look-see. For December 30th, which is my birthday, we've got In 1847, the reformist Illinois governor John Peter Altgeld, known principally for his pardon of German American anarchists involved in the Haymarket Affair, was born in Prussia. Damn, that's boring. Okay, looks like Rasputin was murdered by Russian conservatives on December 30th, 1916. Jesus Christ. In 2006, December 30th, was the day that Saddam Hussein was executed. What in the fuck? That's crazy. Okay, it took me a minute, but I found some good ones. Okay. In 1984, on December 30th, LeBron James was born. Got the same birthday as LeBron James. And also, here's the only other good one. The British government announced in 1986 that electronic sensors would begin to replace canaries as early warning detectors of carbon monoxide in coal mines. It's kind of a good one because no more canaries had to die, because that is fucked up. So I think that's good. So all the other things were awful. And the good thing is LeBron James and I had the same birthday and canaries were saved forever. So that's nice. That's great. All of those events were from, again, the Encyclopedia Britannica.com. But what an adventure. See, this is why it's so important to have fun on your birthday, because you never know if it's going to be recorded as a really depressing thing on this day in history. That's just another reason to do something nice for yourself and have a nice time on your birthday in case the rest of the world is not having a nice time. So, salvage a little joy for the rest of us on your birthday, you selfish asshole. And I think we need to just skip a frog fact for right now, because it really just spikes my blood pressure. And I had really good blood pressure at the doctor yesterday. So I'm going to skip a frog fact this week, and we're going to do one next week though. Okay. So that's the episode for today. If today is your birthday, then I wish that you have the best fucking birthday ever. I need you to go and get a little treat for yourself, whether that's a food treat or like an activity treat, or buy yourself a gift. You got to do something for yourself. For the rest of us, go do it. You earned it. You deserve it. And enjoy the best birthday ever. And if it's not your birthday, pretend that it is and eat something with sprinkles on it. All right. Thank you, guys. We'll see you next week. Thank you so much for listening to Tales from the Troll Hole. I'm your host, Cecil Bee, and this show is produced by me. Our theme song is by Vervex. They're a great band. You should give them a listen. You can stream them anywhere. They're also on TikTok and Instagram. Remember to subscribe so that you don't miss out on a single episode. And also find us on Instagram, and then you can send in your own stories. I just ask that they're true and that they're not going to scar somebody for life. You know what I mean? Anyway, thanks for listening, and I'll see you next week.